Bang, bang.
Man, guys, hey, sorry, having a little bit of some difficulties tonight. Meaning, Uncle Poops finally had a thunderstorm around here, and kind of took a little bit of a nap, so we're a little bit late. It's all my fault, But hey, guys, we're here. We've had some great things, man. Hey, it's our Saturday Sports Shorts with Shane O and JD, Jay Dizzle. All of our Mixed Nuts fans, Sports Nuts, always glad to see you guys on here. Before we go any further, man, hey, it's my fault, but hey, JD, I know you was ready, man. How you doing? How you feeling tonight?
Oh man, hey, we good. We living the dream. It is golly man, it's Saturday, almost Sunday. Before that it'll be Monday again. It's time to go back to work. But before we do all that, we're gonna try to have a little bit of fun, of course. We're gonna bring you Saturday sports shorts as promised. Man, we gotta talk a little golf. NASCAR put on a well of a race here a while ago. I think the one tomorrow might be even better. We'll talk about it here shortly. Y'all stay tuned. We appreciate you being here. Don't forget to follow at JDY06. Oh, and before I go any further, also, you might see Corn Dog beside my name this evening. That is because I call the national radio station from time to time, and there's one radio guy, he's the big fajita. And so I told him a story about Father's Day and how my dad called me Corn Dog playing baseball. And all of a sudden, now I'm Corn Dog when I call him. And so he actually mentioned he had a triple bypass. As Brandon mentioned last night, he's coming up on his 1 year anniversary of a heart attack. So Corn Dog is a shout out to anyone out there who's been through any kind of heart conditions. I think Jay Frew, one of our fans, he's mentioned his, health issues, I believe, before with Brandon. They've had an extensive conversation about it. So here we are. If you've made it through the weekend with all your digits, all your toes, be blessed, not stressed. And man, hey, let's talk some sports.
Oh yeah. Well, hey, before we get into sports, you guys had a big event today. Miss Taylor, your niece, she turned a big 2-1 today. Hey, shout out to her. Happy birthday. Hey, have fun, but not too much.
Right? Hey, absolutely. Happy birthday, Taylor. You are beautiful. You are gorgeous. You are doing wonderful things. You are a light for our family. We love being able to, be able to do this. Thanks to Brandon and everyone. And we get to do these special things. Shout out Julie Ray. I forgot to mention Julie Ray the other day. Game
Yeah.
winning hit. Game winning hit. And so, again, yeah, shout out to all of our family, though. Happy birthday, Taylor. Be safe. We love you. Have a wonderful birthday. And I expect many great things from you, but hopefully not the Clemson Tigers. But that's a conversation for another day.
Oh yeah. Well, hey, without any further ado, it is our Saturday sports shorts. We're gonna keep it short, simple, to the point. Try to do everything the best we can for you guys in a short amount of time. So, before anything else, we're fixing to get into this. We saw many great things happen throughout this week, but man, the MLB last night was just on another level, in my opinion. The Pirates, they're on a tear right now. Paul Skeens is probably the most dominating pitcher in Major League Baseball right now, and that's saying a lot with him being a rookie and just coming up to the big leagues this year. We saw that he's probably the most dominant pitcher since Spencer Strider last year. And a few games ago, Atlanta, Pittsburgh, they had a great series there. But man, would it have been something to see Skeens and Strider go at it? The bats got going last night. They hit 7 total home runs as a team. Ran out of fireworks, understandably so. You hit that many home runs this close to the 4th of July. Hey, it happens. Other baseball news: a Dodgers catcher, Will Smith, he hit three of his own last night. Keeping it out west, you had Profar and Machado. They went back to back in the ninth, and they walked off the Arizona Diamondbacks. But the best thing that I saw last night was probably the biggest rivalry in baseball. You had the Red Sox and the Yankees; they were going at it. Um, Yankees kind of had a lead 3-1 throughout most of the game, but Boston towards the last four innings, I was able to get off the show last night and watch. Paid pretty close attention to it. Put a couple things together. Could never string anything, but man, they ended up scoring 2 runs in the ninth to tie it, and then another 2-run bomb in the 10th to win it. That's I love the sport. Love to see those two teams go at it. But my hatred for the Yankees is a lot more than my love for the Red Sox. So either way, I was still pulling for the Sox, and that was pretty cool. But JD, you seeing some good things this week. What do you think about how the play's been on the field this week and last night even?
Uh, Here, I'll just kind of talk about the same ones you mentioned there. Paul Skeens, man, dude's a dude. I actually heard some people talking about it earlier today. They were kind of saying that golly, I keep wanting to say the Steelers. I even texted Brandon that earlier and said the Steelers. Paul Skeens and the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Pirates played this the wrong way. They're saying that Skeens should have been starting from day one, and then there's the other aspect of it that they should have kind of waited and let him develop a little bit and give him time. Which, I mean, he was only pitching one time through the lineup, and I mean, he kind of built his way up. So I'm good with that. I'm good with people training almost just like you do for a job. You train to get better at what you do. And so I have no issue with them taking as long as they did to call Paul Skeens up. But man, I'm telling you what, he is a dude. I would have loved to have seen him go against Strider. Um, Dude, it would have been. I mean, it was already electric. The Braves actually ended up beating him, right? I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
he
ended
might
up
have
being.
gotten right. So well, he might have gotten a no decision. I don't remember his stats exactly if he got the actual loss on it. But yeah, I mean, he has been dominant. It's crazy though. They were talking about the betting odds. We mentioned betting stuff sometimes. 40-1. There were some people that got him 40-1 to be the rookie of the year this year. Dude, $100, that's what, 40 grand if you cash that. And there are people, look, I'm sure some of them probably played, $10 or whatever. Either way, it's a good payday if you would have talked, if you would have thought about it, because we all knew he was going to be good when we watched him play, but it, you never, I mean, you can always think something, but you never really know. And then, so how about, yeah, the Yankees you mentioned, man? Wow. They went from being the best team in baseball to the worst team in no time. 5-15 in their last 20 games. That's a shocker to me. I hope the Phillies go on that kind of run, and I hope the Braves go on a reverse kind of that run, as we mentioned with Mr. Abe Gordon last night. Speaking of, you said running out of fireworks. How about a shout out to last night? Mr. Abe Gordon told us he ran out of dump buttons once for some guests he had on the radio. Wow, I didn't. Brandon works in radio and was like, man, I didn't even know that was possible. And so yeah, the Yankees are going terribly. And then here, we'll talk about this one later, but this is one question for all the mixed nuts, sports nuts fans. Has the Yankees Red Sox rivalry lost its luster? Because right now, the Yankees and the Orioles, to me, or even the Rays have even come up. The Yankees and the Red Sox both have been down. That rivalry, to me, has seemed to lost a little bit of its luster. Am I out of line there, folks? I don't know. You tell me.
I'm not sure about out of line. It's good to see other teams in the division other than the Red Sox and the Yankees come up, especially with the Orioles and as young as they are and talented. So that's one of those things that we look at. Hey, they are young, they are talented. Camden Yards is rocking for the first time since Cal was there. So it's interesting to see. And hey, Mixed Nuts, let us know. We want to hear you guys' opinion on this. We're not going to spend too much time because we want to get a show in, and man, we got some great things. So we're going to go to our next topic. Hey, in our golfing news, hey, we saw another 59 this week. It's the second one in just 3 weeks. As we say, we're not going to try to go down this rabbit hole, but hey, I'm down to visit Alice today, so I think we might have to go down it. We're talking 259s. That's great scores. I mean, I'm not. I'll shoot a 59 on 9 sometimes. So, hey, more power to them for making those scores and everything. But one was on a par 70, one was on a par 71. Me and one of my buddies, my co-workers, Mr. Mark Smith, we're talking today. Most standard golf courses on the PGA Tour are set for a par 72. We've seen a low round, Jim Furyk, shoot a 58 on a par 70. It's the same thing. We recognize that 58 is the low round, but how many players do we recognize that shoot 60 on these par 72 courses? I mean, they both finished 12 strokes under par. So really, does that make a whole lot of sense? That we're touting the 58, but yet the course is actually 2 strokes better in the first place. So, JD, I know you've seen different things in the sport of golf, and what kind of different types of courses and how we're shooting this low, man. What are your thoughts on it?
Man, I think there's a lot of different things in play. Obviously, you have the advancement of the clubs, the balls, the player themselves. I mean, the training that these golfers do. I mean, a lot of times, people want to say NASCAR drivers aren't athletes, which, of course, we'll talk some NASCAR here in a bit. Great Chicago race again today, like I mentioned. And so, I mean, golfers, I bet a lot of John Daly smoking his cigarettes. There's a woman golfer now. Anybody, please help me out. There is a woman golfer now. I know she plays on a professional tour somewhere, and she smokes Virginia Slim 100s, I'm pretty sure, on the golf course like John Daly. And I'm like, why are we not that I condone smoking cigarettes or anything, but she seems like I've seen all these clips and stuff of it. So to me, I want to know if she's a good golfer. I want to see more. All I've seen is her smoking cigarettes. So I'm confused. Is she a golfer or is she a cigarette spokesperson? Like, I don't know. But Scotty Scheffler too. And here I'm gonna tie all this in a nice, neat little bow here in a moment. Scotty Scheffler, one of the best starts, or the best start, excuse me, since Tiger Woods has done it in 2008. I want to say the year was where he had like 6 wins.
2000.
Well, was it that 2000?
Yeah.
Where he had like the 6 wins, and Scheffler's already like averaged a better finish, I think, than he has. So I'm really curious to see how Scheffler finishes out this year. If he can, in fact, equal what Tiger did and sustain long-term success. A lot of people, they talk about the here and the now. That's one of my problems. I don't necessarily think about further ahead enough, like even with the Braves or the Panthers, which, oh God, no, there's no looking forward to any of the Panthers' future. But yeah, I mean, sometimes we struggle to look forward to what might come later on. And it'll be very interesting to see what Scheffler does. It'll be interesting to see what Liv and PGA does. But yeah, the clubs have advanced, the players have advanced. And then, Shane, I'm going to give it back to you one time, but we'll stay on. I want to talk to you about the 60, right? So let me get your thoughts on this. When we were playing the PGA Tiger Woods game, right? Way back in the day, you had Tiger, you had him at 99 overall. You could legitimately go out there and shoot a 54 on a par 72 course, which would be 18 threes. If you eagled all 4 par 5s and birdied all of the par 3s and birdied all of the par 4s, which was very possible in that game. I mean, I'm pretty sure we shot 56s and 57s in that game.
Oh, yeah.
Like, easily. Like, golf was very easy on that game if you had it, the way you needed to do it. Clicking the button, making the spin. And so it is wild though that yeah, nobody gives credit to somebody who shoots 60 on a par 72, because it's all of those other on the par 70s though there aren't any par fives, or usually there's only one par five. Like either there's none or there's one on the back and the front, and so they don't have any eagle opportunities. And so, like, yeah, talk to me though about how you feel. Do you think people who have the 60 score should get more credit?
You know, I think if you're looking at it, the people that have the 60 scores on the par 72s, they should get a lot more credit. And, I'm glad that you brought this up. As we said, we're going to visit Alice today. We're going down this rabbit hole. And I'm glad that you mentioned, especially the equipment that we play with. We see Bryson with his 3D printed golf clubs. It's all kind of based on a convex curve. It's supposed to allow for more forgiveness, everything like that. Um, you know, we, as me and Mark were talking about it the other day, um, man, the PGA and these courses, they've got to do something to make it kind of advantageable to everybody in the game today. We see a lot of the lesser known courses or lesser known events, just to put it kind of easily. They've become where they're geared towards the longer hitters, and everybody has a great chance to do so well on them because it's so open. And hey, we're hitting sand wedge and pitching wedge into a green instead of a strategically. Hey, we're laying back. We've got to hit a 8 or a 9 iron in. It's the higher the club that you hit, the less accurate you're supposedly going to be with it. So with all the setups and the player length and all that, when is the PGA and all these courses going to say, hey, let's scale this back. Let's make this about the course, not necessarily about the event setting and what it is. I mean, we see some high risk, high reward type courses with the U.S. Open there at Pinehurst. Hey, if you go long, you're in trouble. We're going to see it here a couple weeks at the Open with Royal Troon. We're looking at these players playing these courses, not necessarily playing for the lowest score. And that's one of the biggest things that I think the PGA Tour and a lot of these courses need to, kind of sit back and realize. JD, what do you think about the courses part? I know we kind of dived into a little bit of that, but what do you think about the courses and the PGA kind of getting together with them, making sure that they can make it the most competitive for golfers across the board and not just the long hitters?
Right. Well, first of all, I will say that I'm all for all of the golfers being more in contention at the end to win the tournament. Obviously, we don't want it. Sorry, as you see my weather check. Dude, there was lightning that just struck here a minute ago. It literally shook my feet. So if I have any connection issues, my apologies. There's lightning literally shook my feet a minute ago. But it's just yeah. I mean, I don't know that the courses need to try to make it any easier. I mean, I have to disagree there. I will say that they need to make, or the PGA
Well,
needs to pick.
well, well, that's the point. It's not making it any easier. The courses need to make it harder to be able to reward the high risk, high reward shots. But then they need to make the players play the course. Is kind of what I was saying, not necessarily
Okay,
leaving it
right.
open for the lowest score.
Right. Yeah. I can see that. Yeah, I can see that too. But I think that's kind of the way. I mean, it's set up. I mean, some of them are set up for longer drive. People who have longer drives. Some of them are set up better for people who have a great long iron game, and then some of them are set up for who have a long drive and a great good wedge game from 100 to 150 out or whatever it may be. And so I mean, no, it's just I'm good with the complexion of the courses. I do want them to be in better condition. I don't want to see them playing on a beach in the U.S. Open. To to me that those I mean to me this is like saying you don't want to see football in the snow. So I might get blasted for this. But I mean, I really don't want to see the U.S. Open be played on a beach with a little bit of grass growing out. I want to see nice, like the Masters. Like literally, that's to me the U.S. Open should be compared to the Masters. To me, the U.S. Open should be the second biggest PGA event of the year behind the Masters. And I just don't know that they treat it that way sometimes with the courses that they choose, or especially the way the course was in the condition it was in this year.
Oh yeah, well, and that's the thing. The U.S. Open's always been known to be the tougher of the all the majors out there. That is the U.S.'s toughest golf course that they think that the professionals can play at that time. The PGA Championship is a different story. It's all about the course, and the atmosphere around it. The U.S. Open, I think, is geared more towards the harder courses. I mean, yeah, hey, we don't have much going on here down here but sand and the heat and everything else. But if you still look at the scores per se through the full U.S. Opens and how they are and how the scores aren't, hey, we don't see many -10 winners and stuff like that at the U.S. Opens because the courses are set up to be some of the hardest that they're going to face that year.
Right.
I know we can go further down it, but hey, we're trying to keep it short for you guys.
Yep.
And,
Yep. Yep. And
go,
here
go ahead,
I
go
didn't
ahead.
mention.
I see. You
Yeah,
got
I
one
didn't
more
mention the
thing. I see.
clubs. Yeah, no, I had one more. I did because I forgot to mention the clubs. You had
Yep,
mentioned
go ahead.
DeChambeau's clubs. There was the caddy that came out and was like, "Hey, we need to investigate the angle on that putter. There was something about it can't be angled more than 10 degrees." To me, though, how is somebody playing with 3D laser printed clubs? Like, what kind of like to me, this is like Sammy Sosa's corked bat, right? I mean, who has any
I,
idea what are actually in these 3D printed clubs if they've never really been inspect? Like, do we know if they're PGA spec?
oh, they had to be PGA spec. They had to be approved by the PGA Tour for him to even use them on the PGA Tour. Actually took a couple different renderings from his first initial ones that he kind of debuted during the Live Tour before the PGA would let him use them, just because of how it is with the advantage, and they think that. But hey, just because your arms this way and the putter face is one way, they're looking for anything. It might just be the golfer that's using them.
Right. Yeah, hey, it could be. It very well could be. Man, we could dive down that rabbit hole all day. Listen, don't forget JD's Tidbits. We're going to have a little bit of that coming for you in the morning. But speaking of Live and PGA, whatever happened to that merger? And I'm going to use this as a segue into NASCAR. All right, so I'm going to leave y'all with that tease. Can anybody ever tell me what happened with the PGA and the Live merger? And then guess what happens in the Chicago city streets all the time? Merging lanes. And how about this merging of NASCAR racing to the city streets of Chicago? It's been great, man. We had a great conversation, great race today. Shane, what is our NASCAR talk for this evening?
Oh man, things are winding down for us today. It wouldn't be Saturday Sports Shorts with Shano and JD unless we didn't talk about just a little bit of NASCAR. All of our Mixed Nuts fans, I know they look forward to it. Hey, we've seen some good headlines. We're in old Chirac, Chi-Town, whatever you want to call it. We're second ever road course through the streets. Hey, good racing today. Like JD mentioned, hey, it's setting up for a hot day tomorrow. Slick racetrack or street track, if you want to say. So it's going to be good. We've also seen a couple of other headlines there coming out of the NASCAR garage this week. First off, I want to say congratulations, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. First child into this world. Hey, congratulations. He's going to be a busy man, not only on the racetrack tomorrow, but at home once he gets back. hey, Josh Berry, we've talked about it before. Stuart Haas Racing going down. He's driving for the 4 car this year. Just got announced going to the Wood Brothers, the famous 21 car for them. It's big news, and there's some other big news that really hurts my heart. It hurts my heart because I am a fan of this restaurant. But Hendrick Motorsports is dropping Chase Elliott's sponsor since 2017, Hooters. They've been unable to pay their bills. What's going on, guys? We've seen the recent news with them shutting down many stores, but they're not paying the bills. So Hendrick said, bye-bye, no more. So, it's kind of one of those things that I hate to see, especially with it being one of my favorite restaurants. But, hey, it is what it is. And, Rick Hendrick's a smart businessman, and I don't think that if he's making this move, it's in the slightest hand. JD, you got some good NASCAR thoughts. I know you watched the race today, man. How was it?
Man, SVG, Shane Van Gisbergen. Man, I'm telling you what, he was 6 with like 10 laps to go, and they were like, "Watch that he about to give these boys a lesson." And sure enough, drove straight to the front, did his little punt of the football. He, to me, SVG, and I feel like that's a cop out. All right, his name is Shane Van Gisbergen. All right, I'm not shying. I'll attempt that hard word, and y'all know I struggle with words. Shane Van Gisbergen. All right, SVG. Learn that name.
Hey, that first
Bang
name,
bang.
you can't forget it, though.
Right, exactly. Shane. But hey, Van Gisbergen. It isn't that hard if you pronounce it a couple of times. But I tell you what, learn that name because I promise you, that man has more car control than Mark Ambrose, AJ Allmendinger. Sorry, somebody trying to call me. Hold up, y'all got me.
Oh yeah,
Everybody can
good.
hear me. My bad. Sorry, somebody tried to call me. Shane, you got me.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Hey, we're good. Go ahead,
You got
man.
me.
Yeah, you're getting in. You're good. You're good. Go ahead. Oh, might have some hearing difficulties. But anyway, I know JD was getting into it. I hate to cut him off. Hopefully, we'll get back with him in a second. He'll be able to get in, share the last little bit on his take with us. We've had a good day, man. Just saw a lot of the Braves. They're kicking it off right now. Oh, is he back? Is he back, guys? Oh, no, no. We can hear him, but obviously he couldn't hear us at that time. Like I said, been watching some of the Braves when we talked about the MLB. Finally able to get them on the TV. Let's see. Are we able to get JD? We can hear you. All right, so I don't know exactly what's going on with JD. Might get him back here hopefully, but like I said, we always try to keep things short and sweet. I had technical difficulties, or just my fault. I was taking a nap. It's been a long day, but hey, I hate that JD left us everything, but we're gonna go ahead and sign everything off. Before we go off, always want to shout out our sponsor, Tequila's Grill, Mexican Grill and Restaurant. They're in Easley. Look for us to go on location July 19th. I'm looking forward to it. Man, we wouldn't be able to do it without their sponsorship and their continued support. Hey, we see maybe JD's back, but well, never mind. He's not. He's teasing us a little bit, and hey, I'm gonna tease you guys. This is some of the best food that we've ever had. So hey, if you like to come, talk sports, hang out with us, man, July 19th is your opportunity. We'll be there at Tequila's. And is he back, guys? Is he back?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh yeah. We got you, brother. We got you, brother. I was just trying to close it out and shout out Tequila's. Hey.
Yeah. Hey, no, my bad. Here, let me help you out real quick though. I'll close up my NASCAR take. I don't know where you were. Shout out Tequila's though. Hey, we'll see y'all in 2 weeks. Hopefully, our boy Kelly Bryant is going to be by to see us. Trey Davis said he's going to be by. Springs, our other boy, he going to be by. Hey, I also forgot to shout out. Look, JD learned how to point. I'll be dog. Look right there. Y'all see that? That is my present from Brandon. I know you can't read it, but it says on air the sports nuts. All right. So, anyways, NASCAR take real quick. SVG, best road racer since Marcos Ambrose, AJ Allmendinger, Juan Pablo. He's going to be the best road course ringer. Look for him to win the race tomorrow if he's in it, which I'm sure he is.
Yep,
he has the best. He has the best car control. He attempts passes that none of them are brave enough or even good enough to make. And man, he is the truth. Man, I hate that about Chase Elliott. I'm gonna wrap it, like I said, all in a big bow. It was my niece's 21st birthday, Taylor. Again, happy birthday to you. She didn't want us to sing happy birthday. And I said, her mom actually told her, my sister, said, hey, if you keep messing around, we going to make you stand up, or we all going to stand up and sing to you if you don't chill out. And so I said, hey, you keep messing with me, I'm going to make you do what they did at Hooters and stand in the chair and flap the menus in the air. And you got to sit there and do that while they sing happy birthday to you. I said, so keep on messing around at this nice little brunch spot, Miss Taylor, and you going to do a Hooters for us. And, I mean, that's a tragic end. Of course, they're shutting down. I think that's why they obviously couldn't pay anymore. But, hey, we are Saturday Sports Shorts. We got to keep this at a certain time. JD's Tidbits coming to you tomorrow morning, though. I don't know when, but guess what? It'll be some great questions. I'm going to need your interaction. Be blessed, not stressed. Follow everything at the bottom. Go on YouTube and subscribe. We appreciate you guys. Shane, my man, let's rock and roll.
Oh, yeah, man. And as always, you guys, at the bottom of the ticker, we'll leave it up for you guys while we're closing out the show. This all of our handles. Go check us out. We want to hear what you guys think, but, hey, it's time to go. I'm ready to go. And as always, for Shano and JD, Saturday Sports Shorts, we enjoyed it, but it's time to go. Peace, love, and bacon grease. Much love. We out.
Oh, yeah. Hey, fantasy football coming soon, folks. Stay tuned. Stay tuned to fantasy football. Oh, yeah. Be blessed, not stressed. And as Brandon said, peace up, A-Town down. Shane, what's yours?
Yeah. Peace, love, and bacon grease.
One more time, baby. Y'all be blessed. We'll see you.
Love.